you guys don't know what's going on in education right now.
Kids see the real world for what it is, not for what the adult version of what they think it should be. They see it for what it actually is. Kids are born scientists. They're responding to the real world around them as it is, not as the adults want it to be. So let's walk through, what do kids see on the internet? They see adults, 2 to 3 times their age, crying in their cars because they're working full time at jobs they hate and they still can't even pay their bills. Kids see college kids, the students that are older than them, leaving college with $200K in debt and they can't find jobs. They see Americans being replaced by H-1B foreign labor and illegals. Like, this is what kids see. Like, if you think that kids don't see this, then I would suggest that maybe you try to put yourself in that frame of mind. And I'm not talking to this specific teacher. I'm just addressing this as an issue. Because this is what I see. I see the world the same way kids see it, because I got out of school pretty early because it was toxic. It's a toxic learning environment. When the student is ready, the teacher appears, and not before. That's how it works. So if you're trying to talk at kids and teach them, they have to want to learn something. And they're not going to want to learn anything if what they see, the outcome of that, is going to be this. And this is not capitalism or communism, right? Like, this is just central banking. Anything to do with central banking, you're going to end up with a situation just like this. And the currency has to be kept alive on life support with cheap labor. That's the reality, and exporting the inflation. So, that's exactly how this is, and kids are seeing this. American kids in particular are seeing this because they see that they don't have a future. That's what they're responding to. So why work your ass off doing a bunch of work in school and paying attention when you can see where the writing's on the wall, where you've got adults that have got, in some cases, 30 years of work experience can't find jobs anymore because the companies are posting fake jobs to make it look like they're still growing, and they're not. All of this is going backward. Why is it going backward? Well, you have something called demographic implosion. My channel, I talk about this stuff all the time. I have an entire series, that's hundreds of videos where, I've talked about every step of this. This can all be fixed. All of it can, but not the way everybody's going about it, because everybody's trying to get rich off of it. They're not trying to fix the problem. They're trying to get rich off of the problem. No different than doctors trying to get rich off of cancer. No different than, I don't know if I can say this C word, climate. And then, because if I talk about that, TikTok will nuke the video. So there's people who want to get rich off of the C word. Yeah, they don't want to solve anything. God forbid we do that. No. They want to get rich off of it. Kids see this stuff. Kids are responding to the world around them. They are born scientists. That's why everything goes in the mouth. It's because it's fully formed, and they're going to, that's exactly why kids behave the way they behave. Young people do the same thing. They're responding to the world they're seeing, and the world they're seeing is unfriendly, to put it mildly. And by the way, just taking the internet out of the classrooms and taking phones away from kids isn't going to solve the problem. All you'll end up with is the same resentment that millennials and Gen Xers feel towards boomers right now, where it's like, you people lied to us. You told us to go 200 grand into student loans, and there was going to be all these jobs where we pretend to work. We just stare out of a corner office somewhere. And it's not true. It was never true. That was just a boomer version of the truth, not what actually was going on. Yes, it happened for a few people, but that's a false hierarchy. So if you want my suggestion, anybody out there who watches these videos to this length, most people don't, but if you want a suggestion, I've given the suggestion on many occasions, and that is, you need to implode the US dollar from the bottom up and let it go, and let all that fake wealth go. Let all those fake jobs go away. Let the market actually correct itself, and not the way they're going to try and do it right now. Because the way they're going to try and do it right now is trying to maintain all of the people that are already at the top of the stack. They're going to try and maintain all these fake billionaires, fake brokers, fake billionaires, keep all these boomer pensions around. Like, there's no money for any of that. There's no way to pay any of that. No, let it all go. And then the younger people might have a future at that point. Anybody under the age of 55 might possibly have a future if you let it all go right now. If you try to, taper it off over the next 20, 30 years, yeah, you're just all you're doing is you're tapering off all the people until they age out of life, for lack of a better way of saying that without getting banned. So yeah, that's just the reality here. So that's what kids are seeing. Try to see it from their point of view. No different than going into a restaurant and looking at it from the customer's perspective. What does the customer see? Same thing. Kids see this stuff. They see the reality. They're responding to it. So maybe instead of presenting material, let me talk to all you teachers now. For the handful of people that stay this long. Let me talk to you teachers. Maybe stop presenting material and actually start teaching to the real world, which what that means is you're going to have to actually let go of the entire system that is telling you to present material to kids, and here's what you should be teaching them. Stop doing that. Look up John Taylor Gatto. Look up the late John Taylor Gatto. Look up, there's a 4-hour documentary on the man. 4 hours, called The Ultimate History Lesson with John Taylor Gatto. Look that up. If you're a teacher, that should be required viewing. It's absolutely mind-blowing what he did with students in the inner cities.